Ustad Hashim. So we will now proceed to the first slide, which is the background of the Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. So first thing first, we're going to proceed to the history of BIMB. So for the first point, Bank Islam Berhad started when the commemorating Yang Amat Berbahagia Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad congratulating Bank Islam on its official opening on the year 1983. Before World War II, Muslim Indonesians were already looking for an alternative for the financial system that would adhere the Sharia, which is the Islamic law criteria. So the second point will be the need for the development of Islamic banking system had been going on a global scale. So after 15 years of intensive research and collaboration between Islamic economists, financial executives from numerous international Islamic organizations, Bank Islam was established. So thirdly, the Bumiputra Economic Congress in 1980, a seminar on the concept of development in Islam in 1981, and the relentless effort of Tabung Haji, Perkim, and the National Steering Committee for Islamic Bank culminated in the founding of Bank Islam in the year 1983. So the fourth point is the Bank Islam first year operation was managed by its temporary headquarters on the first floor of Complex Jemaah Haji in Subang, Selangor, which began with 30 employees. By the end of the first financial year, Bank Islam has 4 active branches with 272 employees in each Kuala Lumpur, Kuala Terengganu, Kota Baharu, and Alor. Today, Bank Islam headquarters are the exquisite Menara Bank Islam, situated in the heart of Kuala Lumpur Golden Triangle, due to the creative application of Wakaf land development. And at the end of 2018, Bank Islam employ more than 4,500 people across more than 140 branches in Malaysia. So these are the mission and vision of Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. So the vision for Bank Islam is the bank that advances prosperity for all, and the mission of Bank Islam is to provide solutions that deliver value. So next we will see the organization chart of BIMB. So the head of the BIMB is obviously the Board of Directors, BOD, and under BOD there are Board Risk Committee, Board Strategic and Sustainable Committee, Board Financing Review Committee, Board Information Technology Committee, Board Nomination Remuneration Committee, and last is Board Audit and Examination Committee. And obviously there will be Sharia Supervisory Council because this is an Islamic financial institution. So now we will see the smaller organization chart of BOD, Sharia Supervisory Council, and the management team. So for the chairman of the BOD, which is currently Tan Sri Dr. Ismail Haji Bakar, and the chairman currently for Sharia Supervisory Council for BIMB is Professor Dato' Dr. Ahmad Hidayah Buang, and the chairman or the group chief for the management team currently is Muhammad Muhazzam Muhammad. So the next part will be the core basis or activities of Bank Islam. So the first core business of Bank Islam is it continue to create and improve opportunities for all its stakeholders, particularly to the customer and the communities, even as it is work to maximize its growth prospect. So the strategy has always been to make the goods and services more accessible, especially to the undeserved and unbanked. So access to the relevant and cheap financial products and services is a key component of inclusively, especially for this group. So the second point is BIMB are advancing their social finance mission by developing business prospects for the disadvantaged sectors, among other things, throughout sedekah house activity. So the current pandemic scenario, which has already seen Bank Islam step up its effort to lessen the financial burden experienced by its customer and to support the recovery effort with the SME sectors, serve as a reminder of the significance of the approach. The third point will be the listing statutes of Bank Islam will bring about a dynamic as they continue to advance the prosperity and well-being of the society. It will increase the financial capital leverage, ensuring ongoing support for the segment and people that matter. To better achieve their goal of promoting socio-economic advancement that is advantageous for everyone and being a force for good for all, they will also be making progress in the development of fruitful partnership and collaboration. So these are the example of activities or services that has been provided by Bank Islam, which is firstly is Go by Bank Islam, Tabung Haji, Do It Now, Interbank Giro, IBG, and Internet Banking. So for Go by Bank Islam, it is access your Bank Islam account through mobile anytime and anywhere. And for Tabung Haji, it's for the save for your money to go for pilgrimage in Makkah through investment in Sharia compliant vehicle. And thirdly is Do It Now, which is a simple and convenient way of transferring money using easy to remember Do It Now such as mobile number or NRIC number. Number 4 is the Interbank Giro IBG, which is electronic fund transfers payment system which allows transfer of money in between participating financial institutions within Malaysia. And last but not least is internet banking, which is it helps to manage your cash flow, financial commitment, and your investment online. So we'll proceed to the next slide, which is the ethical business practices of the company, which is Code of Ethics. Organization and individual across the financial service industry shall continuously uphold and abide by the following ethical principles that are vital to the achievement of a high standard of professionalism and ethics across the industry. So for the first principle of Code of Ethics is the competence. So individuals across the financial services industry shall develop and maintain the relevant knowledge, skill, and behavior to ensure the activities are conducted professionally and proficiently. So this include acting with diligence as well as obtaining and regularly updating the appropriate qualification, training expertise, and practice experience. So for the second Code of Ethics is the principle 2, integrity. So organization and individuals across the financial service industry shall be honest and open in all their dealings. This includes behaving in accountable and trustworthy manner and avoiding any acts that might damage the reputation of bring discredit to the industry at any time. So the third Code of Ethics, which is Principle 3, fairness. So organization and individual across the financial service industry shall act responsibly and embrace a culture of fairness and transparency. This includes training those with whom they have professional relationship with respect, ensuring that they consider the impact of their decision and acting towards all stakeholders. So for the last principle, which is confidentiality. So organizational and individuals across the financial service industry shall protect the confidentiality and sensitivity of information provided to them. This includes using it for its intended purpose only and not divulging information to any authorized person, including third parties, without necessary consent from those involved unless disclosure is regulated by law or regulation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we continue to Code of Conduct. Firstly, uses of social media. Employees are required to be mindful when using social media such as Facebook, Twitter, blog, and WhatsApp and Telegram. But they do not disclose confidential information about the bank business or its customer, and is not allowed to spend excessive time on social media during the working hours. Secondly, protecting the bank asset and property. All employees are required to protect the bank asset and property from theft, fraud, harm, loss, or misuse, especially those that are in their custody or responsibility. Thirdly, anti-bribery and safety gift entertainment. Employees should treat customer fairly and should not make use of their position in the bank to solicit for rewards or receive favors from the bank customer in exchange for the following. Firstly, for granting the customer with any banking service offered the bank. Secondly, for granting the customer with favorable banking terms and conditions. Thirdly, by not taking appropriate action on the customer dealing accounts. After that, publication and press statement. Employees are prohibited from publishing a book, newsletter, or any form of publication using official information obtained from the bank for monetary benefits, unless written permission from the management has been obtained. Lastly, conflict of interest. Employees are obliged to give their full commitment to their duties and responsibilities in the banks. In addition, employees are prohibited from engage directly or indirectly in any business activity outside his or her employment in the bank. We continue to corporate social responsibility activity performed by the company. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad (BNB) is one of the two fully fledged Islamic bank in Malaysia. Since Islam promote doing charity sedekah and sharing apart your wealth with others, surely now Bank Islam have done many corporate social responsibility activity which become a necessity for Bank Islam or any Islamic sector to perform this moral act regularly. These are some of the many corporate CSR activity that have been done by Islamic Bank Islam Berhad. Firstly, BNB distribute zakat necessity and food to asnaf during the Ramadan in Kedah. In this year's Ihtimam Ramadan charity program, Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad BNB allocate a donation of 25,000 to be given to 100 asnaf in Alostar to assist them in preparing for Ramadan and Shawwal. A 5,000 zakat donation was made through this program to the Zahir Mosque for the benefit of the congregation and the neighborhood, and 45,000 was allotted for the Bubo Lambuk program in Kedah. Secondly, BNB launched Sadaqah House to take care of the welfare and education of orphans. Through its public fundraising platform, Sadaqah House BNB established a unique fund to safeguard the welfare and education of orphans in Malaysia from infancy to adolescence, from cradle to graduation. Team Fund was created expressly to make sure that the kids' education do not stop and to allow them to finish graduate school. Thirdly, BNB donate 150 packs of iftar food to Sina Harian as part of its corporate social responsibility (CSR) initiative for the month of Ramadan. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad gave a donation of 150 packs of fast food worth more than 4,500 to Sina Harian on Friday. Fourthly, BNB donate 1,000 tablets to underprivileged students. More than 600,000 has been set aside by Bank Islam Malaysia and its parent company, Bank IMB Holding Berhad, to offer 1,000 tablets to disadvantaged children across the country. 1,000 tablets have been donated specifically to support online learning, particularly for children from asnaf family, flood victims and particularly impaired individuals OKU around the nation. We go to the ethical problem or issue faced by the company. Ethical issue in business encompass a wide array of areas within organization ethical standard. Fundamental ethical issues in business include promoting conduct based on integrity and trust, but more complex issues include accommodating diversity, empathetic decision making, and compliance and governance that is consistent with the organization core value. The main point is BNB negligent and not concerned about the bank responsibility to its customer. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad was provide or offer alternative solution to Muslim consumer who are trying to make loan purchase application by issuing product that are Sharia compliant and the same time meet the needs of the consumer fairly. Besides, BNB was offer the product Baik Bisaman Ajil Al-Muajjal, where a tool or mode of financing used by Islamic bank to facilitate customer to purchase a property. However, every business will face a problem or issue in their business. There are many issues associated with the current practice of BBA financing in terms of Sharia and legal perspective, and this issue have been discussed from time to time by many scholars and industry experts. The issue that can be highlighted against BNB is negligent and not concerned about the bank responsibility to a customer as financiers of real estate under construction if the project is abandoned. In this issue for BNB, as a financier that provide of BBA financing for abandoned project, here the client entrusts the developer to complete the construction of the specified property within the time specified in the agreement. However, in this issue or situation, BBA financing the properties under construction where the developer has failed to fulfill this fiduciary responsibility. In addition, the customer is forced to pay the entire amount financed to the bank without obtaining ownership of the property financed by the bank to the customer. This is completely unfair to the customer, and the customer do not know about the responsibility party from whom he can claim compensation in this situation. The bank as a financier offering this BBA product indicate that the bank is only acting as a financier and not a seller and exempt itself from all liability. To substantiate this issue, categorized under ethical issue, this issue can be linked to the code of ethics that has been issued for ethical principles that are important to achieve high standards of professionalism and ethics throughout the industry. The issue has been linked under Principle 2, which is integrity, where organization and individual throughout the financial services industry must be harnessed and open in all their dealing. Besides that, BNB do not take responsibility and check the progress of the project to ensure that the property will be delivered on the time. This has been stipulated and writing in the contract. When the bank buys property from the customer along with the ownership right, the bank also acquires the liability or risk associated with the property. And lastly from me, how does the company solve the problem? Firstly, to ensure that the property will be delivered on time, the bank should take on responsibility and monitor the project progress. Bank dispute accepting such liability according to the terms of the contract when the bank purchase of a customer property. In addition to acquiring ownership right, it also takes on the responsibility and risk related to the asset. The ethical requirement is that the bank ensure that the developer completes and deliver the property within the time frame outlined in the agreement. Lastly, the bank needs to share and reshare with the developer business information whether it is still active or suitable for making financing in order to avoid any risks such as developer being able to provide compensation and financial allocation to customer in the event of damage and abandoned project. Thank you.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Alif Aiman bin Abdul Malik. So I will continue about my group presentation about the implementation of Islamic ethics in the company financial management or planning. Accordingly, an Islamic financial management aims to help company accumulate, protect, and transfer their money in the same way that a conventional financial plan does. Nevertheless, Islamic financial management is designed around Islamic belief and principle which can lead a short-term and long-term goals. Business ethics in Islamic finance reflect the moral principle and standards which every Muslim must follow in every aspect of life. There are certain principles and standards in the implementation that one should adhere to when practicing Islamic finance. So the first implementation, which is reflect trustfulness and fair dealings. Second one is provision of financial service in accordance with Sharia compliance. The third one is operate on the basis of fairness integrity. So the first one, the first implementation, which is reflect trustfulness and fair dealings. As a financial department, they should observe equity and fairness in giving and taking in general conduct in dealings with others. Act with honesty and trust, requiring all parties to be unambiguous and open in personal and business dealing, and have goodwill for each other. Every step toward the goal of justice requires sacrifice and struggle, the tireless exertions and passionate concern of writers and sincere individuals. For example, I have stated above, not taking a penny in the company bank accounts, even if the value is small, that aims to gain on our profit, or other examples such as the processing that occurs when sales customer service between customer and employers, by explaining in detail related to the products they are offering, by avoiding any fraud while the agreement is in progress. So the second implementation, which is the provision of financial service in accordance with Sharia compliance. In Islamic banking, all transactions must comply with Sharia, the legal code of Islamic, whereby based on the teaching of the Quran, the rules that govern commercial transaction in Islamic banking and refer to as a fiqh muamalat. The most important things that had stated in Quran that ordered the Muslim about the prohibition of unethical elements, practice and activities, and prohibition of gambling, which is maisir, usury, which is riba, fraud, which is maisir. Despite, based on financial management, they must avoid from the prohibition that had been stated to make their company wealth be purified. For example, that I stated above, as a financial management, they want to get their stakeholder with other stakeholders from competitors of other shares who want to deal with it. To facilitate their way from competing, they give extra money to able to the share, and this is called a riba. So the last implementation, which is operate on the basis of fairness and integrity. Financial managers must have the skill to handle large sum of other people's money, but skill alone is not enough. The potential for financial managers to line their own pockets or ruin the client company through bad judgment is immense. It is essential to have a code of ethics in financial and to live up to those principles every day. Among the things financial management needs to do is aspire to achieve the highest standard of truth, honesty and justice. It is dealing and must treat customer fairly by not only focusing on profit. In addition, must not release information that may mislead stakeholders or the market and must not manipulate the market. Furthermore, must not issue misleading information to the market or stakeholder about the Sharia compliance of its product or services. So next, I will continue to the next topic about the company's view on halal business practice and how it relates to the ethical business practice. So I state into the three parts, which is the first one is contractual agreements. The second one is based on Sharia compliance. The third one is transparency and integrity. Okay, so the first one is contractual agreements. Bank Islam and Islamic banking institution that practice money exchange transaction, asset, investment and loans based on Sharia compliance. Thus, the company's view on halal business practice and how it's related to ethical business practice is based on contractual agreements. Many Islamic banks provide Islamic financing products, so the contract must be committed to fulfilling the agreed period of agreement. For an Islamic perspective, the deal must be agreed upon by both parties to ensure that the contract is straightforward and does not obscure any of the parties involved. In Islamic bank, this type of contract has been applied since the time immemorial because users need to know the benefits and effects of being involved in a sales contract with the institution. The agreement also be guided by Al-Quran and As-Sunnah. Therefore, Islamic bank have avoided any contracts involving usury, which is riba, uncertainty, which is horror, fraud, which is maisir, to ensure the right of Muslim guaranteed with the product. So the second one is based on Sharia compliance. The product offered in Bank Islam are based on Sharia compliance. Therefore, in this institution, there is no conventional loan because it has been specialized only for product based on Sharia guidance, such as Syarakah, Mudarabah, Baik Salam and many more. The Sharia Advisory Council or SAC has confirmed all these products are as products that follow Islamic standard in meeting customers' needs. Therefore, all these products do not turn interested into the profit while the business conducted is based on fairness and also equity among consumers and banks. Most of the products found in this institution have met the needs of today's ummah in meeting their needs and wants according to the path allowed in the Sharia ruling. So the last one is the transparency and integrity. The transparency and integrity found in the management of Bank Islam is also an ethic that we have seen since the establishment compared to other banks because their code of conduct is more to meet the needs of Muslims following the times. These rulings cannot be changed at will because it requires more professional people to ensure that this industry continues to grow without going against the current Sharia rulings. Based on Sharia experience that I have seen in the daily newspaper, Bank Islam is the one of the most trusted bank by most Muslims out there because they know that this institution will try its the best to avoid things that are prohibited in Islam, such as investing in provident place, practicing bribery to consumer, or support advertisement that are more about gambling or items that are not clear. In Islamic banks, also always adhere to the trust in managing customer financing to avoid getting involved in wrong contracts in terms of Sharia and Islamic law. Therefore, many Islamic banks are established to apply halal concept in business transaction to prevent the breach of trust. So we go through the last topic that I want to explain to you about the comments or opinion that we had evaluate on BIMB business behavior based on Islamic perspective. So we was evaluate into the three perspective, which is the first one is B, integrity, honest and trustfulness. The second one is give due care and diligence, and the third one is information to clients clearly and trustfully. So we go through the first comment that we have stated above, which is BIMB employees must be integrity, honest and trustfulness. BIMB or Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad must apply this principle to all their staff to create a good environment, especially between their customer, because they want to maintain their reputation of company. It is crucial because relating in the problem that we have stated before this, which is BIMB does not take the responsibility and not check the progress of the project between developer and customer until the project be abandoned project. In ethical principle for financial, serving customer fairly and providing satisfactory product were vital to do it. They must treat and up to date their customer until the end of project has settled. For example, bank should take the responsibility and check the progress of the project to ensure that the property would be delivered on time. Others, banks should remind of all liability or risk associated with the property that they are bought for their customer in BBA contract. So we go through the second comment, which is Bank Islam should give due care and diligence toward the customer purchase of financial products. Since the problem faced by the customer is the negligence of the constructor to finish the property project, BIMB did not play their part as the financial advisor toward the customer. Even so, it is not the BIMB who construct the property, but BIMB must keep on track of the development of the project and update from time to time to the customer. If the project is unfinished and the banks knows, then inform it to the customer. At least they commit towards the customer by informing, and maybe they can change to the contract to a new contractor. This will show how responsible and caring of the bank to their customer. So the last comment or opinion that we have stated, which is BIMB or Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad must provide information to clients clearly and trustfully in any public document and any document issued to actual or potential customer, both during the financing process and in subsequent communication and reports. In this case, BIMB must establish an agreement where if there is any negligence, the risk of the building or construction not being able to complete within the specified time must be subject to appropriate laws by the bank itself. The bank's responsibility as an intermediary is not only as a money lender, but must find a reliable developer, because it is involved the customer right to take the service they run. If we look in every agreement that bank will make, the customer must know how this BBA journey is carried out, and the bank must propose the financing based on the customer's ability. However, if the bank caused this error, it needs to be responsible with appropriate action to the developer or find a way to solve this problem if it is happen again. The customer must trust the bank fully because it has revealed that the product is based on Sharia compliance. So the bank must be concerned about this matter because it is written in the agreement that the information given to the customer is accurate and there are no issues. So that's all from us. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.